For 30 long years, Zara, the lioness, had been trapped in a tiny, concrete cage. Her once majestic mane had faded to a dull, matted mess. Her eyes, once fierce and bright, were dull and lifeless, as if she had given up on the world. She had spent her entire life as a sideshow attraction in a circus, performing tricks that were unnatural for an animal born to roam the savannah. Her chains, rusted and heavy, had kept her confined, her movements restricted, and her spirit crushed. The world had forgotten her, but Zara never stopped longing for freedom. It wasn't until a group of animal rights activists, led by a compassionate woman named Elena, learned of Zara's plight that anything began to change. Elena had been fighting for years to shut down illegal animal performances, and when she received a tip about the circus where Zara was held, she knew she had to act. Zara wasn't the only animal there, but she was the most tragic. Her eyes held a sorrow that no other creature in the circus seemed to carry. Elena made it her mission to rescue Zara, and after months of negotiations with the circus owners, legal battles, and relentless campaigning, they were granted permission to bring Zara to a sanctuary. The day had come. The team was ready, and Zara's chains would be removed. Elena and her team arrived at the circus early one morning, the sun just beginning to rise. The sounds of the circus were quiet, the streets empty, but inside the cages, the animals were awake, anxious, waiting for the chance to break free. When the cage containing Zara was finally unlocked, the moment felt like a dream. The circus owner, an older man hardened by years of exploitation, stood at the edge of the cage, his eyes cold. He didn't understand the gravity of what was happening, but Elena and the team did. They carefully approached Zara, speaking to her in soothing tones. She barely moved at first, her body stiff from years of confinement. She was confused, unsure of what was happening. When the chains were finally removed from her legs, they fell to the ground with a deafening clang, as if the chains themselves were mourning the years of suffering they had caused. Zara took a tentative step forward, her body trembling. She stood there, still for a moment, as if unsure whether to trust her newfound freedom. Then, as though something inside her clicked, she threw her head back and let out a roar, the first roar she had made in decades. It wasn't a powerful roar, like one would expect from a lioness in the wild. Instead, it was a heartbreaking cry, a cry filled with pain, fear, and yearning. It was a cry for the freedom she had been denied for so long. It echoed through the still air, reverberating off the walls of the circus grounds. It was a sound that seemed to shake the very earth beneath them. Elena stood frozen, tears welling in her eyes. The roar was a reminder of everything Zara had been through, of the years of captivity, of the stolen youth, and of the dreams of running wild and free that had never come true. That one cry was a testament to the strength of a spirit that had not yet been broken, despite the years of abuse. For the first time, Zara took a full, deep breath. Her body, though scarred, seemed to relax. She looked at Elena with eyes full of gratitude, as if she understood that this moment, this freedom, was a gift. Slowly, with the help of her caretakers, she was led to the sanctuary's vast, open enclosure. The land stretched out before her, a wild, untamed world that she had never known. As she took her first steps onto the new ground, Zara looked back one final time at the people who had come to free her. Then, with a strength she had long forgotten, she began to run, her powerful legs carrying her toward the horizon, toward the promise of a life she never thought she'd have again. Zara's first roar might have been heartbreaking, but it was also the beginning of her healing. Over time, as she adjusted to the sanctuary, Zara's spirit began to come alive once again. She roared once more, but this time, it was a roar of triumph, of strength, and of freedom. She was no longer a prisoner. She was a lioness, wild and free, with a future that stretched out as wide as the savannah. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe for more interesting videos, like and share this video. Have a nice day.